The West Indies bowlers stuck to their task admirably on the first day's play of their first official match in Australia. Hello, everyone. This is the Cricket Forum. Thank you for tuning in. Please slash a like on the video, share, and subscribe. In the first day's play of West Indies' first official match in Australia, the bowlers did very well. They played a warm-up match last week, but that was not an official match. That was a warm-up match where all 15 players in the West Indies squad took part. In today's game, it was a different thing. It was an official match. It was a first-class match, so they have to name their 11. West Indies leave out from their 11. They left out Brooks, Holder, Blackwood, and Phillips, Anderson Phillips, the right arm fast bowler from Trinidad and Tobago. So those were the four that were left out. In the squad, in the 11 was Devon Thomas, Floyd Reefer, and Kuma Bannon. Well, you would have known the 15-member squad. So giving you the four that they left out, you would now able to decide the 11 by deductions. Now, Australia got off to a very decent start. They opened with Renshaw. What's his name? Ken Renshaw and Marcus Harris. I know Marcus Harris have been opening in Test cricket for Australia. Up to last year, he opened in the Ashes, and he's in this Test squad to play West Indies starting next week. So they opened with Renshaw, who himself was also a former Test cricketer, or you could say is a former Test cricketer, because he would be looking to get back into the team. So Renshaw and Marcus Harris put on 134 for the first wicket before Seals got Marcus Harris for 71. So Australia got off to a very good start. They put on 134 after 42 overs. It was in the 42nd over that Seals got the breakthrough. Now, the West Indies bowlers stuck to their task, and one of the time, the Prime Minister's 11, that's the team that they are playing against in Australia, the Australia Prime Minister 11. Australia Prime Minister 11 were 278. They were 278 for 6 when West Indies took the new ball after 82 overs. Then again, I don't know why Brathwaite bowled himself for the 81st over and bowled Chase for the 82nd over. I think he should have taken the new ball immediately. Immediately, he should have taken the new ball as soon as it became due. But he continues with 2 overs after the new ball was due. I don't know if he wanted to give Chase another over, because at that time, Chase was the one who got 2 wickets. So maybe he was giving Chase another over. But they took the second new ball. And surprisingly, or expectedly, they did not go to Roach with the second new ball. They went to Seals and Joseph for the second new ball. So the second new ball was taken in the 83rd over. And by the end of the day's play, after 89.3 overs, Australia had slipped from 278 for 6 to 297 for 9, with Joseph getting 3 wickets for 52 runs. All 3 batsmen were bowled. He bowled very fast again. He continues to keep his pace up in the 140 region. So Joseph bowled very fast. He got 3 for 52.17.3 over. He bowled Ashton Agar with the 3rd ball of the 90th over. So therefore, the day's play ended after Ashton Agar got out bowled by Joseph with the 3rd ball of the 90th over. 297 for 9. I think that's a good bowling performance from the West Indies. They didn't go for 300 in the day's play, and for our bowlers to restrict almost a test squad. It's almost a test team that Australia put out there, because Renshaw played test cricket. He got 83. Marcus Harris is in the test squad. He got 71. Peter Anscombe, who you remember batted 4 for for Australia in quite a few matches, even against the West Indies and England. He got 55. Ashton Agar got 33. Michael Nestor, you remember he played in one matches in the Ashes series last year. So it was a very, very strong Australian Prime Minister 11 that was playing against the West Indies. And for West Indies to restrict them to 297 for 9, that's reasonable. Look at it, if West Indies was 297 for 9 batting first, would have accepted that, right? Would have accepted 297 for 9. So I think it was a balanced day's play, but we should give our bowlers credit for this performance. Roach got a wicket, Reefer got a wicket, and the other two bowlers, Seals got a wicket, and Mayers got a wicket. So of 8 bowlers were used, Brathwaite didn't get any wicket. Was Nkrumah Banner used? Yes, Nkrumah Banner was used. So Brathwaite and Banner never got any wicket, but the other 6 bowlers got wicket. 2 for Chase, 3 for Joseph, very impressive again. 1 for the other 4 bowlers, Chase, Mayers, Seals, and Reefer got a wicket. So it was a very good, decent performance from the West Indies bowlers. Let's see what their batsmen are going to do tonight, our time, the second day's play. Just checking the chat. How much West Indies make or did they not bat? That's DeAndre Thomas. It was the first day's play. DeAndre, West Indies have not batted yet. It was the first day's play, and they made Australia Prime Minister 11 made 297 for 9. So I guess West Indies will start bat very early tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll get the remaining wicket with probably the very first ball or so, and they don't make 300. Interestingly, Australia is playing 2 spinners in this match, Moody and Ashton Agar. Moody is an off spinner. Ashton Agar is a left arm orthodox spinner. So hopefully we'll see how we stack up against these spinners. Skeeter, I heard, is very fast, and Paris, who was called to the squad, is a left arm fast bowler, and he's bowling quick too. Paris was called to the team at the last moment to replace a player. So West Indies will start batting tomorrow, DeAndre Thomas. Thank you for participating. That's a lot of runs for the first day. I am nervous going up against the Aussies down under. Mr. Casanova one, I guess we are all nervous. We're 297 in modern day cricket. 10 years ago, 297 would be a lot of runs in one day in a red ball game. But in this modern game, teams are scoring 300 a day in the day, quite regular nowadays. So I think it was a decent performance from the bowlers. I'm not going to say it was a great performance or it was an exceptional performance, but I think it was a decent performance to restrict them. And it's a very, very strong. There's no doubt about it. This team could be an Australia test team. It was a very, very strong team. And for us to restrict them for 297 for 9, I think it was a creditable performance. And I'm not saying great, not saying brilliant, but it was an acceptable performance. DeAndre, do you think West Indies will get baptized by the Prime Minister's 11 bowling? They have 3 pacers. They have Nessa, Skeeter, and Paris. Nessa is the slowest of the 3, but he always is on a spot. He hit a spot. He will not leave there. He's on a spot. They said that Michael Nessa is the Australian that have the most 12th man in Test cricket. He have more 12th man duties in Test cricket than any other player. He has only played 1 Test match, but he consistently hit a spot. Paris have some pace, Skeeter have some pace, but I think they play the 2 spinners, Ashton Agar, who's a left-arm spinner, and Moody, who's a right-arm off spinner. I think they played both of them because they expect us to be suspected to spin bowlers. So let us see. I know that our batting will not score 297 in a day. We do not bat like that, especially with Tej Narayan, or some say Taj Narayan Chandapal, and Brathwaite, opening the innings, and Kuma Bana in that team to maybe Reefer is going to bat at number 3 again. I don't think Reefer is a number 3 batsman, but we keep on batting Reefer at number 3. So let's look forward and see what happened. The next thing I want to talk about this morning is that reaction to the show that I did Monday when I outlined the plan for the West Indies going forward. A number of reaction has come in, and a lot of positive reaction, and of course there are some criticism, and I accept that, because if everybody agree with the program, I am in danger. Something is wrong with me. You cannot do something and everybody agree with it. Once everybody agree with it, you need to take a second look at yourself, because something would be wrong. Now, by and large, though, probably about 70-75% of the respondent, people have gone as far as calling my phone. I do not know where they got my number from. Do any of you presently listening to me have my number? But people have called my phone, and persons have expected strong disagreement on one condition: the number of players that I leaved out. Now, the first thing I want to say about this, West Indies have played 24 ODI match in the Super League table to try and qualify for the ODI World Cup. We are on 88 points after 24 games. Those players that I left out, by and large, were the players that were playing where we only won 9 matches out of 24 to be on 88 points. Those players that I left out. Now, are we going to stick with those same players to play in the qualifiers? Maybe, maybe not. That was not my point. The point is that we need to take a different approach. And why did I select that squad? The second thing why I select that squad. Right now going on, there on the television, the Abu Dhabi T10 is going on. The Bengal Tigers batting, they are 107 for 3 of 8 overs. Lewis is on 58. That Evan Lewis, the Trinidadian opener, he's on 58 from 21 balls. They are playing the New York Strikers. I'm just saying that to say that right now there's a T10 competition going on in Abu Dhabi. Most of our stars. One of the team is captained by Rahman Powell. A match coming up after this one finished, the Deccan Gladiators, who are the defending champion, that team is captained by Nicholas Pooran. And Odin Smith is there, Shepherd is there, you name it. Etmire is there, our stars, those that got eliminated from the T10 World Cup. All of them are there. So a number of persons are saying that these guys are not in the squad that I named Monday. And you can look back at that video and you'll saw my squad. So the first reason, as I said, they are the one that only won 9 of 24 matches in the Super League, while we are in 8th position, and in all likelihood, we'll have to play the qualifiers for the World Cup. That's one. They were the one who were playing. 2, they have all these franchise tournaments playing all over the world. And as you know, there's always some controversy when we are to get these guys to come and train and even to play for the West Indies. So I'm saying, leave them, let them play their franchise cricket. And we have these groups of guys who are going to train and ask them to play the ODI against South Africa. These sets of guys like the Powell and the Pooran and the Old and the Simmet and the Shepherd and the Mayers and the Joseph and so on, we'll still use them to play T20 cricket for the West Indies. But we are trying an experiment. We are doing something different with the ODI squad where we, we are doing something different with the ODI squad where we keep them together for a few months and let them play together, eat together, sleep together, and they play the one-day cricket for the West Indies. As I said, the Abu Dhabi T10 is now going on. Come the 15th of December, the Big Bash will start. The 6th of January, the SA T20 will start. The 13th of January, the International League T20 will start. Early February, the Bangladesh Premier League will start. Later in February, the Pakistan Super League will start. These are all franchise cricket. At the end of March, the IPL will start. Incidentally, the tour that West Indies have of Australia, the last few matches, either this last two matches, I think, either the last two matches or the last match, is going to coincide with the start of the IPL. That is there. So the tour that West Indies have of South Africa, the last T20 match, will coincide with the start of the IPL. So that's what I'm saying about that. Leave these players, let them go ahead and play their T20 cricket all over the world. And we have this squad that live together, sleep together, train together, almost like a club. And let they play our one-day cricket and see if we can qualify for the 2023 World Cup in India. As I said on Monday, the qualification starts sometime after May because the Super League finish in May. That's when all the matches will be completed. And more than likely, West Indies now in 8th position. And with South Africa, Ireland, and Sri Lanka behind us. And we having no more match to play. And these teams all have a number more matches to play. It is very unlikely that we are going to qualify directly for the World Cup. And we will have to go through the qualification again, just like we did in 2019. We must not forget that in 2019, down in Zimbabwe, we have to play the qualifying tournament to reach the 2019 ODI World Cup. And Scotland, if you remember, that decision against Balbirnie just before the rain came, which television replay showed that the ball was clearly missing leg stump by a mile. And I think the umpire was, I don't remember, I'm not going to call his name because I'm not certain, I don't certain of the name of the umpire. I remember that it was an Australian umpire and a South African umpire in the match. And West Indies was playing against Scotland. And Scotland was in the ascendancy. But just as Balbirnie out, the half spinner from Barbados, what was his name? That half spinner, he's not playing anymore. But that dark half spinner from Barbados, he was the one who got the wicket, got Balbirnie leg before. And when Balbirnie out, the Duckworth-Lewis switch in West Indies' favors, and immediately rain started falling. And that's how West Indies reached the 2019 World Cup. You can go and check it. And I'm saying, these same guys who got eliminated from the World Cup, these same guys who have us on number 8 on the points table right now, and put us in a position where we'll have to go again and play the qualifiers. And this time in the qualifiers, there are 10 teams, and of the 10 teams, only 2 will qualify. And more than likely, Scotland will be in the qualifiers. And 2 of these 3 will also be there. South Africa, Sri Lanka, and Ireland. 2 out of those 3 teams will also be there. So you see, we will have a very daunting task in those qualifiers. And that is why I'm saying, allow these guys to go and play their T20 cricket and don't fuss about them. And so that we don't have the complication of who is going to war with the board over NOC and so on. Let them go and play it. So, because after the IPL finish late May, early June, then the Sri Lanka T10 is going to start. In July, you're going to have the Major League Cricket is going to be launched in July. In August, you're going to have the 100. In September, you're going to have the CPL. So there are T20 crickets every month of the year leading up to the qualifiers before the ODI World Cup. And I'm saying, not to be in any controversy with these guys, let us agree with the squad and train them. Let them eat, sleep, drink, and play cricket together, and let they start representing West Indies in ODI cricket. Just going to look at the chat there. I see 2 comments in the chat. Waiting on the chat to come up. Yes, thank you, DeAndre Thompson. Ashley Nurse was the Barbadian who got Balbirnie in that match. She said, so if we win qualifiers, who are you selecting for the ODI World Cup 2023? It's too far out. The World Cup will be played in India. So naturally, India is one of the first names that is going to come to mind. It will be playing in India. India will be strong favorite, especially the World Cup playing in India. India will be really strong favorite this time. I did not pick them to win the T20 World Cup in Australia. I didn't expect them to win, but playing the ODI World Cup in India, India will be very, very strong favorite. When it gets closer to the tournament and I see how the teams are preparing, I will then make a choice. But with almost a year to go, 9 months, 11 months to go, I want to reserve making a choice at this time. But just off the top of my head, with the World Cup playing in India, knowing their white ball structure, they should be at this time one of the favorites to win the 2023 ODI World Cup. So the T10 is still going on. Now, the next thing, talking about India, the IPL auction, which was scheduled for the 23rd of December, have been rescheduled. Well, it has not yet been rescheduled, but the franchises are asking the BCCI to reschedule the auction due to the fact that it is so near to Christmas. The 23rd of December is so near to Christmas, and a number of their staffs are foreigners living in other countries all over the world. Because remember that these IPL franchises, their staff is made up of persons from all over the world. So they are saying that Christmas is really a family time. So they are asking the BCCI to push back the IPL auction from the 23rd of December to early 2023, which is reasonable. They want to spend time with their family. They travel all over the world playing cricket for the year. So it's Christmas time and their staff want to spend time. So the IPL auction have been pushed back. It is expected that it will be pushed back from the 23rd of December to early next year. Talking about December, I want you to do something for me. I want you to put in the chat what you think that the Cricket Forum should do for December. I mean, as a charity outreach, I need to do something. I need to give back something to my community this December, this Christmas coming. Resources are limited, of course, but then there are resources to do certain things. So you, the member of this community, maybe put in the comment section or in the chat or when we are doing other video, I would like you to give me an idea of what you think should be, it would be a good idea to do this Christmas season. I just want to do a project. I just want to do something for my community this coming Christmas. The other thing though, talking about India and so on, at this point, West Indies still do not have a coach. Who do you think? Who do you really think should be our coach? DeAndre Thompson, Mr. Casanova, Sheldon Smith. Who do you think should be our coach? I'm just reading. India is always a strong favorite in every World Cup since 2007, but they always fail on the big stage. One of the things that people don't understand, the strength of the IPL is really, we look at the IPL and say India cricket is great, but check out how many international players is in the IPL and they star the IPL every year. Yes, you have 1 and 2 Indian players who will contribute, yes, and will be star. But in my opinion, India cricket is not all that special. The IPL is really built around an international flavor. And you have all these international players going to India to play in the IPL because the money is good. And it suddenly looks like India cricket is good. I'm not saying it is the worst. They are good. But they are not this elite team up there and everybody is down there. It's because of the international players going to the IPL. why the standard of the IPL is so high. It is similar to England and the English Premier League. The English Premier League probably is the favorite football tournament in the world, favorite football competition in the world with the highest standard. But England will never win the World Cup again as long as you and I are alive. They are not going to win the World Cup in our lifetime, despite the standard of the English Premier League. And this maybe is the same thing with the IPL. Despite the standard of the IPL and the hype that surrounds India in every World Cup tournament, don't let that hype fool you. They will be favorites, yes, they will be among the favorites, and especially this World Cup coming up in India, they will be one of the favorites, and this is their best chance to win a World Cup for probably the next 12 years. If they don't win this World Cup, they won't win another one for the next 12 years. I am telling you, despite the IPL, it is the international stars that make the IPL as strong as it is. Where can you watch the T10 League? I'm watching it on Bing Sport, which is a channel that I subscribe to. I subscribe to Bing Sport. Bing Sport should have put a link, give me a link so that you can click on the link and subscribe. But the link that Big Sport has sent to me, it is not opening. When I put it in the description of the video, it is not opening. So they have to send me back a link. And when they send me back that link, I will put it in the video description. And if you want to watch sport, you can always watch it on Bing Sport. So Bing Sport is a channel that I subscribe to. If you have an Android phone, just a minute. If you have an Android phone, there's this app that you can download. It's Live Cricket TV. Live Cricket TV. Download that app. Live Cricket TV. If you have an Android phone, it doesn't work on the iOS. It doesn't work on the Apple phone, the iPhone. But on an Android phone, Live Cricket TV, you can download that app. It is not as reliable as a Bing Sport, which you have to subscribe to. Live Cricket TV is you just download it and watch, and you can go ahead. Good day, sir. Yes, Scabby Boss. Good day. How are you? International ICC recognized unknown and now IPL as the biggest draw on sport. Yes, the IPL. One of the things about the IPL is that the IPL is per game. Each game of the IPL worth over $13 million. There's no other sport in the world except American football, the NFL, which each game worth over $30 million. So the NFL, which worth over 30 million United States dollars per game, and the IPL is second with over 13 million per game. Not the entire budget, but on a per game ratio, the IPL, each IPL game is over 13 million. I think third is the English Premier League with 11.78 million. It's thereabout. You download it. Well done, DeAndre. Well done. Let's see here. Ambrose Lara Shivas coach. Okay, thank you for responding, Mr. Casanova. Not a bad tree. Michael Kane, I have on my glasses today, so I'm not calling your chin. Or he said that stream all cricket, including the T10. Okay, so that's another option. See, I place it on the screen there. So they stream all cricket. Michael Kane, never call you. I have on my glasses today, so I'm not calling you chin, Michael Kane. Thank you for joining the show. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. It was nice conversing with you again. It was nice talking to you. And the second day's play in the West Indies match against the Prime Minister's 11 will start 11 p.m. Jamaica time, 12 midnight in the Eastern Caribbean, 11 p.m. Jamaica time, 12 midnight in the Eastern Caribbean. It's a day and night match. It's a pink ball match. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Please try and watch the match tonight. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Until tomorrow, it's Carlton Brown saying, take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, and may God bless you. Have a great day.